Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, Horton Bonsai. In today's video we'll be repotting this Itoigawa Juniper, which I first got 2018. It's had two stylings, which I'll be able to show you with pictures since I've gotten it. We need to clean the jins up and put it into a crescent pot out of this one because I really don't like this barrel pot. But what I'll do is I'll bring you in, give you a look at the tree before we start, and then we'll get into the video. Cleaning the jins, I'm just going to use some water and a white brush just to get the moss off by the green. Give it a spray and all. So like I was saying, I first got this tree 18th of July 2018. I won it on eBay. I think I won the bid for about £67.50. I didn't know the lad at the time when I bought them, but now I know him, I've met him. I think he still has nightmares about this tree for selling it for that cheap. But it was a good buy. In fact, it was a lovely buy. I took this tree to the workshop after, I think it was the 22nd of July 2018. And Rob first styled this tree on that day, which I'll show you a picture. As you can see by the picture, we changed the angle and put it first styling into it. So it totally changed the point of view of the tree, which looked 100 times better. Then at London Heathrow Show in 2019, it went into the pot on the 11th of April. So it's been in this pot since the 11th of April 2019, which I'll show you another picture when it first went into the pot. Then it's got its second styling on the 20th of November 2021. So it's only had the two stylings since I've had it for nearly 4 years. 4 years. So it's gone a long way in that time. It's still got a canny bit to go, because we need to develop the pads a bit better. So once the shoots come out a bit later on, I'll just pinch back, create back button. I'll not be cutting with the scissors because the needles are brown off and die and it'll look awful. So we'll just be using the pinching method. So it had a second styling into this shape. Me and Rob were talking when it was at the workshop. We were thinking about killing all this side, just having dead wood and having the tree just in that bit there. but then we changed our mind. But it's always an option. If anything happens with this side, you can create a nice little tree in there. Now we'll see how we go. I think it looks alright like this. I might need to put my glasses on because I've been watching the Premier and Nigel Saunders on the PC and I've had my glasses on. And once you take them off, they just go blurry as anything. You need them on. So I might end up putting them on. At least I'll be able to see what I'm doing. This twisty deadwood was already in the tree when I bought it. As you're seeing by the pictures, it was upright like that, without the branches in place. And I'll bring it in. There's all the deadwood cleaned. Just needs lime sulphuring, which I'll do once we get it in the pot. Thinking about the crescent pot. Put it in the crescent pot, which was a better pot than this. This is a Tony Remington pot. It was £55 from Heathrow. My mate Mick is getting this pot. He gave us that crescent pot and the cork-bark elm outside. Had to think there because I've got that many trees, which I'll show you the cork-bark elm. This is the elm, which I styled. It's in a Warsaw ceramic pot. So I got that in the crescent pot for that barrel to Mick. I call him Mickey Miyagi. So he's getting that. I just hope it comes out this pot alright. It should do. It's a mixture of Akadama lava rock in there by the looks of it. I'm going to keep cleaning the trunk a little bit because it's going to be harder to clean in the crescent pot. I'm just going to give it a little clean because we've done the jins and the deadwood. So we'll just give the bark a little clean. Makes it go a bit red, which looks better. And we'll have a go getting it out of the pot. I'm just going to be cutting the wires. As you know, I wire mainly everything in. He says, I think this might be harder than we think. Mickey, if it breaks, mate, I'm sorry. I'm just cutting around with the spatula on the end of the rope there. See if I can fry it up a bit. Oh, I just bent everything. So we nearly got it. There you go. There you go, Mickey. It survived, buddy. Whew. Look what I'm doing. I'll put a bit of shape back into this. As you can see by the roots, it's been growing strong in the pot. Place to get it out of it. Cut that off there. Dead root on there. Let's swap with the other one. I'm really not going to do any root work on this. It looks alright. It's just with that much coming off, I don't really like to take too much off junipers. 40%, if that. And that's about half with it all together. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is, which we can correct next year or the year after anyway. So that's that tray out of that pot. We've got an awful root there, it's sticking up and coming down, but we'll not see because I want to give the roots a spray because it was just in Akadama and lava rock. And we'll get it in the crescent pot. So looking at the tray in the crescent pot, I'm going to be wanting to plant it high up there so you can get the angle. So what I might have to do is wet some compost. But the first thing I want to do is I use my normal mix, tree, rose, shrub, pot and grit. But I'm going to add some composted bark to it, which I do for pines and junipers. Or composted bark. Just add it in. It's already got the drainage screen and wire in this pot. That's about where I want to be. So I wonder if I can tie it in there. This is going to be tricky. Folding the root out the way. Don't want to trap it. Get a little start on this wire, then we'll position the tray. There's me back to the camera again. I'll have to lift it up a bit because the gin's going to be in the soil. Cut them low ends off. So what I've done is I've moved the tree further up the pot as far as I can get it, but I've had to tie a wire around the trunk and the back of the pot because we've only got 2 little holes in there for a wire and it's not sufficient to keep the tree up the pot. It just keeps pulling it back down. So we'll start getting some soil in. I'm guiding the roots, trying to get them to come down to the front because there's not much room at the back. So I'm trying to push them down and guide them around as we put the soil in. I might have to put some Kato up here so the soil doesn't fall out. But we'll see what happens. See what that does there. It's either gonna work or it's not. Either gonna fail. And then mess about with the front note there. Smooth that out. But most important bit, let's get the air out. And what I'll do is, once it starts growing new roots, I'll cut that wire off. Once it gets stable in the pot. I did bring the drills in. I was going to try and drill a hole, but nah, I'll give that idea up because I haven't got another crescent pot this big. I've got one bigger, but it's too big for what I need. I might have to shorten that in. I think I'm going to Kato that. So I'll fin me Kato and I'll be back. I found it, but I haven't got much of it. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some Itoigawa dust in that. I'm just going to mix some Itoigawa dust in that in with it, get a bit more. It's just in the bag, do the mix. some water. Time to get our hands black. I only want it at the top to keep the roots down. I'll order some more of this. Not cheap though. Okay, give it a dust. It's been there 2 years, so a bit dry. Ta-da! Lighten that gun. Lighten them trousers. Right, so the Kato's got all the roots, but was coming up the pot, stuck down into the pot. What I'll do is, I'll give this a little water, pat the soil down, and I might top it off with Akadama again, because it'll look well. So back in a second, once I've watered it, so it's had a drink of water. What I was thinking with is, this gin at the back, putting a wire on there and just pulling it up a bit, so it pulls this dead wood by gin out of the soil, and I'll be able to get that tight. Then we can put some Akadama on to dress it off, because wanting to go forward all the time, which I don't want it to, so I need a little bit thin wire, which there were plenty of. If we add that around there, come back over to there. It's basically just a guide wire. Doesn't look the best, but it'll do until the roots stay cold. So that's lifted it up a hell of a lot out of the soil. So we'll leave that like that. But it's made it nice and sturdy. I think this is a Mark Davison pot, the lad who swapped us all the trays. Sure, he made this one. Looks like one of his, because he's kind of crack at it. So we'll stick some Akadama on, and we'll lime sulphur the jins. Doesn't have to be perfect, I don't need to tidy it up. Hide the Kato if I can. Nearly put the soil back on. I'm just putting a big branch placement back in where I've knocked it all out of the sink, pulling it out of that pot, which was a bad idea, that pot, like. Basically, that's a better pot. Don't know about these gins now, like, but I'm going to leave them on for now. So I just need to lime sulphur it. It's already wet. Give it shit. Went the lime sulphur. And we'll give it a paint. I've got a canny bit of lime sulphur in there, but I'll end up using it all on this, because the whiter the better, especially on junipers. I'll speed this bit up because it'll be boring for you and you'll just skip it. And I need to watch time and the hours and the subscribers and everything. This is where I usually like the radio on when I'm playing, but I don't want any copyright infractions of YouTube. I'll just keep lime sulphur in this, and we'll come back once it's done, and I'll bring you in and give you it. It's had about 5 quarts of lime sulphur on it. I've still got a canny bit left, so either use it on your trays or just bin it. Don't tip that back into your lime sulphur bottle, because being greedy will just kill your lime sulphur. It'll make it go dark and grey and horrible. So I'm quite happy how it looks in this crescent pot. What I'll do is I'll just clean this out, I'll bring you in, give you a look at it, then I'll get it back on the bench. But it's not a bad little tray, considering what it cost. So I'll bring you in and give you a look. So there's all the lime sulphur on it. What I did find was some lichen on the branches, which I just took off with a wire brush while the lime sulphur was drying. And there's some juvenile foliage in there, which you just pinch the top off, stop it growing. So that's the Itoigawa. Nice little tray. If I had some red lava rock, I think that would have looked nice on this pot, but I haven't got any. Bonsai Bobby might have a bag to sell us, like, if I ask him nicely. I'll phone Mickey Miyagi and they can have his pot. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, help the channel out, and if you haven't, please subscribe, make the videos worth doing. But quite happy with the way it looks in this crescent pot. So we'll catch you in the next video, and take care folks, and happy Easter. Catch you in the next one. Ta-da folks.